In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to break into remote high-ticket sales in 2025. This is a full-length remote sales course for free. This is the exact process that we've used to help countless people leave their soul-crushing 9-to-5 jobs and start earning over $5,000 to $10,000 per month working remotely. One of our students, Mo, joined our sales training program after feeling stuck and frustrated in his 9-to-5 job. In just 2 weeks, Mo has already made $6,000 in commission. Another person, Lewis, came into our remote sales training program ready to change his life. He committed, put in the work, and in his very first month, he made $8,000 in commission, all without stepping a foot into an office. This isn't going to be your basic get-rich-quick video. It's going to be showing you exactly how to transition from your current job into an high-paying remote sales role, so you can finally take control of your time, income, and future. This video will show you the exact step-by-step process you need to follow, so you never have to watch another video on breaking into sales again. So let's get into it. Let's cover what you actually need to succeed in this industry. Mindset requirements. Willingness to learn a new skill. Sales is a learnable system with predictable outcomes. Anyone with the right mindset can master it. Commitment to consistent action. This isn't for people looking for overnight success. Success comes from repetition and practice. The typical timeline is between 4 to 6 weeks from the start to your first placement. Consistency beats talent every time in sales. Ability to push through rejection. Sales involves hearing a lot of no. A lot. Top performers hear no more than anyone else. You need emotional resilience to bounce back. Understanding rejection isn't personal. Learning to say no as a stepping stone to saying yes. A growth mindset. The best salespeople are always improving. Never believe you've arrived or you know it all. Constantly seeking feedback and improvement. Learning from every call, especially the failed ones. Viewing challenges as opportunities to develop. Technical requirements. You need reliable internet connection. You need a quiet workspace, and you need a computer with a webcam. And just basic tech literacy. Nothing fancy, just you're comfortable with Zoom calls and CRM systems. That's it. You don't need previous sales experience, a university degree, all these expensive equipments. No, and you don't need thousands to invest up front. Now let's break down exactly what I'll do if I was starting from scratch today. Step 1, understanding what remote high-ticket sales actually is. Most people have no idea what high-ticket sales actually looks like in 2025. So let me clear this up. High-ticket sales means selling products or services, typically $3,000 and above. It could be coaching programs, it could be consulting packages, usually B2B or high-value B2C offers. Higher prices means fewer clients needed for a good income. It's a commission-based structure, usually 10 to 20% of the sales value. So if you sell a product for $10,000, you expect to get between $1,000 to $2,000 in commission per deal. Top performers are earning over $20,000 a month, monthly, in commissions alone. Entirely remote. You're working from anywhere with internet. So no commuting, no running for the tram. Set up your ideal work environment. Geography, so no longer limits opportunity. It involves 4 to 8 calls per day. Each call is between 30 to 60 minutes and they're scheduled in advance, so it's no cold calling. Quality of calls matters more than quantity. Sales cycles between 1 to 14 days, so it's not like your traditional B2B, and it's a much faster sale process. Often the decision makers are on the call. The key difference from traditional sales is that leads have already shown interest or booked a call. Marketing teams or SDRs handle initial outreach. You're entering conversation already in progress. There's high quality conversations with genuine interest. You sell to clients worldwide, not just locally. Direct correlation between skill and income. No arbitrary selling caps or waiting for yearly reviews. Your income reflects your actual value and results, and often working with visionary founders rather than corporate hierarchies. And there's faster decision-making process and opportunity to learn. Step 2, mastering sales psychology and communication. Here's what most sales gurus get wrong. They teach manipulative tactics that damage trust. They focus on little tricks instead of authentic connection. They overcomplicate what should be an even conversation. What I teach my clients instead is the consultative sales approach, leading with curiosity, not persuasion. Enter each call generally interested in their situation. Approach as a consultant, not a salesperson. Ask questions like, how can I help? instead of how can I sell? Build trust through genuine interest, asking high-quality questions, open-ended questions that reveal deeper needs, questions that uncover the why behind their search, questions about impacts of their current problems, questions that help them to see their situation more clearly, listening more than talking. Aim for 70% listening and 30% talking. Practice active listening, reflecting back what you hear. Listen for emotional cues, not just logical content. Take notes to show your value what they're saying. Finding genuine alignment between problems and solutions. Only offer solutions that truly fit their needs. Explain exactly how your offer solves their specific needs. Be honest when they're not a good fit. Position yourself as a trusted advisor, not just a seller. Here's the basic framework I use. I start off with building relationship. Connect on the human level. First, find common ground or shared interest. Acknowledge their time and appreciation for the call. Use their name naturally throughout the conversation. Brief personal introduction that establishes credibility and match their communication style. Mirror their pace and energy level and adapt to their communication preference. Be direct. Match formality level and technical language use. Pay attention to their vocabulary and their communication patterns. Create psychological safety. Set clear expectations for the call. Assure them that this isn't a high-pressure sales pitch. Give them permission to say no. Let them feel like they're still in control. Let them know you'll be asking questions to understand their situation. The next part is uncovering their pain points. Asking questions like, so what's been holding you back from making a change? You bridge their problems to your solution. Use their exact words when connecting problems to their solutions. You show clear cause and effect relationship. Make explicit connections between their needs and your offer. Then you focus on the outcome, not features. You emphasize transformation, not the training material. Talk about life after solving their problem. Paint a picture in their mind of what their future will look like and highlight the end result they'll experience. Use stories and examples and share relevant case studies of similar people. So this reminds me of another client who... Use specific concrete examples with real numbers. Tell them the before and after stories that mirrors their situation. Address how you're different from what they've said. Highlight your unique methodology. Explain your placement guarantee and why it works. Share your success rate. Share what you've done. Track record. Emphasize ongoing support beyond the initial training. And the last bit is handling objections. Objections are interests. So say stuff like, okay, that's a really good question. Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that concern. I completely understand why you feel that way. Show empathy for their hesitation. Provide new information. Share relevant facts that they might not know. Explain how your program addresses their concern. Offer case studies of people with similar objections and present alternative perspectives to consider. So, does that address your concern? How do you feel about that now? Is there anything else about that worries you that you'd like to discuss? Never assume the objection is handled without confirming. So now, time to close. You summarize your value, you recap their main problems, and now your solution solves them and remind them of the cost of inaction. Emphasize the unique benefits they'll receive. Reinforce urgency and timing consideration. And gain commitment. Like saying, so are you ready to get started today? It's clear, it's direct. You ask for the business and be comfortable in silence. When you drop your price, it's okay to be silent. You explain the onboarding process and the payment options and what they should expect in the first week. This is the exact framework I've used to close thousands in sales and what I teach all my clients. When Akib joined our program, he was eager to break free from the traditional sales methods. I shared with him my exact sales framework with him, a proven system for selling high-ticket products remotely. Akib quickly mastered pre-qualified leads, scheduled 4 to 8 calls per day with decision makers, and closing deals within days, not months. And by the end of his first week, he earned $4,000 in commission. These results show how effective this system is when you apply it the right way. The key to success is a direct result of putting this framework into action. Step 3. Getting your first high-ticket sales role. This is where most people get stuck. Here's what you need to know. There's two paths. The traditional application route. So you can update your LinkedIn profile, you highlight your communication skills from any past roles, you showcase your problem solving and conflict resolution examples, you emphasize all your results and achievements, even non-sales ones, ask for recommendations from colleagues and managers, search remote roles representatives online, set up job adverts with keywords, look on specifically remote job boards, follow companies that hire remote sales roles, sales communities on LinkedIn and Discord, apply to over 10 roles daily, research the company before applying, prepare a video introduction to stand out, follow up with companies after 3 to 5 days if no response, and be prepared for a lot of rejections. Expect over 50 applications before landing an interview. Track all your applications in a spreadsheet and continuously improve your approach based on results. The placement route. This is a lot faster. Work with companies like ours that train and place you. It significantly reduces time to hire and eliminates uncertainty and open for a callback. Provides structured pathway to employment. It builds relationship with hiring companies. You get professional training in high-ticket sales. You learn proven frameworks and scripts. Practice in realistic role-play scenarios. You get feedback from experienced closers. You build confidence before real client calls. You receive placements with partner companies. You're matched based on your strengths and preferences, and you're introduced directly to an hiring manager. You skip the traditional interview process. You get ongoing support and call reviews, regular feedbacks on your actual sales call, and you get continuous support to improve. You get help with specific objections or scenarios. You've got a long chain of support networks. Here's what hiring managers are actually really looking for. You're looking for communication skills, active listening abilities, coachability, willingness to receive feedback, and evidence of sticking with difficult tasks, and consistent follow-through on commitments, and problem-solving ability, critical thinking skills. They do not care about 20 years experience. Someone with 10 years experience might have very bad habits. Your CV, they do not care. Your performance matters more than paper credentials. Most sales roles care about what you can do now, not what you did in the past. Fresh perspective can actually be valuable. Industry-specific knowledge can often be overrated. Education, overrated. Formal education rarely teaches real sales skills. Many top performers never attended university. The truth is, many high-ticket sales companies would rather train someone with the right mindset and fix the bad habits of an experienced salesperson. Step 4. Developing a sales system that works for you. Once you're in a role, success comes down to your system. Daily habits of a top closer. They do pre-call preparation. They research the prospect. They review the prospect's information well before the call. They check the prospect's social media for good conversation starters, and they prepare a personalized opening questions. They review common objections in the industry they're working in. They set clear intentions for the call outcome. They do a post-call analysis, what worked and what didn't. They review call recordings weekly to spot patterns. They identify missed opportunities or weak responses. They track emotional high points in the conversation. They document all the objections, and they continue to build their skills by getting mentors or getting onto more courses. They track calls to calls ratio weekly. They note common objection patterns and measure improvements in key metrics monthly. Step 5. Scaling your income and career. The next step is probably what most have been waiting for, because assuming you become a top sales rep and you've mastered the basic, you now want to earn more commission and you want to start getting into better positions and ultimately start earning more. So the options are, you can negotiate for an higher commission rate after you provide so much value in the space of 3 to 6 months of results. You've used specific performance data to justify your increase. You can now move on to an higher ticket offers. You can target products between the range of over $10,000 to $50,000. Build confidence and in larger transactions. You can take on leadership roles. You can teach your own sales team and put them into roles. The beauty of high-ticket sales is that it teaches you universal skills that you can transfer to virtually any business context. Niall, a website developer, joined our sales training to improve his client acquisition strategy. By applying what he learned, he refined his approach and landed more clients. Now he's not only stepping into a new role, but also using these skills to grow his own business. Now's success shows how our training program can make a real impact on any business. Step 6. Avoiding common pitfalls and roadblocks. Let me share what trips most people up. Common mistakes to avoid is talking too much on your calls and you're listening too little. Failing to follow up properly, inconsistent daily habits, giving up after initial rejection, working for the wrong companies, not seeking mentorship and trying to figure everything out yourself, not requesting call reviews from experienced closers, failing to invest in your education, not joining the right communities and like-minded professionals. So look, the information in this free course generally has the power to completely change your career and life for the better. So I hope you went through all of this, got to the end, made a bunch of notes, and got some value from it. At this point, you have two options. You can try and implement all of this yourself, spending the time, money, and headache of figuring all of this out step by step, sending countless applications, facing rejections after rejections, and all of the problems you will 100% face if you're doing this for the first time. Or the second option, you can get help from an expert that's helped countless people just like you transition from a soul-crushing 9-to-5 job into an eye-paying remote sales role with our proven system and a placement guarantee, so you can do this right the first time. And if I was being honest, if you're still stuck in a 9-to-5 job you hate, wasting your time, living for the weekends, then you 100% need help. Lucas was one of them. Before joining our sales program, he was simply going through the motions, feeling unfulfilled. He didn't know what he was working towards. But after learning the skills and framework in our program, Lucas has found a new sense of purpose. Now he's building his remote sales career and loving the freedom and opportunity he's brought into his life. This is for you if you want to avoid doing all this yourself and want a team of experts who will not only train you, but guarantee you a placement in a high-ticket sales role. Make sure you like this video so you can easily find it again. Subscribe to the channel for more videos on breaking free from your 9-to-5 and getting into an high-ticket sales role. So if that's you, click the link, book a call, and I'll speak to you soon.